Day 3 of Lexington. We're still going here, up and rolling and getting horses looked at. A lot of wonderful feedback from the show that we're doing. A lot of people I haven't heard from in a while saying, hey, thanks for doing the show. It's so cool having the different interviews and showing the horses you're looking at, showing the horses you bought. But that's what it should be about, right? This is what Lexington is all about, the pomp and prestige of being at Lexington, looking at horses. It's cool. And it's as I've said before, it is where we are going to build a big chunk of our 2023 foundation. Our babies for next year are here in Harrisburg, in Ohio, in Ontario. But this is the first giant sale of the entire year. This is Walnut Hall. Huntington's up there, right?
Oh, Huntington's up here.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. So we're just in the midst. We're going to start off the day by doing our videos for the horses we bought yesterday. I'll run through them quick with you. Sully's Landing. Love this horse. Love everything about Sully's Landing. The horse looks good. Strong family and a lot of Ontario blood in here, right? Your Backs of Life. Magic Wanda is racing right now. We've raced against her a number of times. This is actually Magic Wanda's Tactical Landing brother. So he is a dual eligible New Jersey, Kentucky Tactical Landing colt. I think top marks across the board for this guy. You know, I got a couple of emails this morning and a text message from somebody saying, you should have bought Carter Michael Dio's brother. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if you're texting me or emailing me that's because you haven't looked at the horse yourself. So I did, and I like the horse, but I'm not. You guys say, somebody said, well, for 47 you should have bought him. He wasn't offered to me for 47. That's somebody else's bid. I was the underbidder on him at 45. He went to 47, which I was getting a little high anyway on what I thought he was worth. He isn't Carter Michael Dio's brother. He's not a clone. He's not a twin. He looks a lot like him. He's taller than Carter Michael Dio, and he's more narrow in the chest than Carter Michael Dio. I priced him at $45,000, and I wasn't going over it. And that person, had I gone over it, you're assuming, one, that I could buy the horse for 47, which I couldn't, or I could buy him at 50, which I didn't want to, and then you're assuming that person wouldn't bid again. Maybe that person thought he was worth 65. I just didn't buy Miles Dio, and I wasn't buying him. I wasn't going over what I thought he was worth. I priced these horses. And that's, you guys know how it has to be. There has to be a hard line, and there has to be some sort of responsibility when you're at the sale. Okay, he's worth 45. It doesn't mean, we'll go to 70. I'm not wasting, you guys, I take the sales very seriously, and I treat everybody's money like it's mine. And when I say the horse is worth 45, it doesn't mean we're going to 60. It doesn't mean that we're likely not going to 46. We're staying at 45. And Miles Dio, good luck to the people at bottom. I didn't know who bought him. I want to see that. Can you click that? No, you don't have it on. I'm curious who bought him. 461. No, 360. Melander Racing. So he's going to get his shot. And you might say, well, obviously Marcus Melander liked him more. Well, Melander Crew's got pretty much a blank check. They can do what they want. All they have to do is have the horses race good for Courant or somebody else. Anthony McDonald's job is to find value in this sale, and I'm sorry, I didn't find value at $47,000 for Carter Michael Dio's brother, Miles Dio. This is the way it is. What we did yesterday, so Sully's Landing, I did like Sully's Landing for $47,000, so we picked him up. As I said, dual eligible Kentucky, New Jersey colt. Really, really happy with him. We're going to view all pages. Just learning how to do this. 176, again, dual eligible New Jersey, Kentucky. Walner colt. He was pickpocket. Right up our alley. Front end was a little weak. Second dam is a dam of international money. Second dam is moneymaker. So somebody said, well, 0 for 5, no thanks. Well, if you did that, nobody would have international money because moneymaker was 0 for, I think, I'm not going to guess, but I think it was 5 or 6 or 7 for the most part before international money came along. So good blood is good blood, and I am of the belief that good mares and good blood will bubble up, and it's not like this was an unraced mare. This is a Cantab Hall mare with a mark of 54-2 on a 5/8 mile track and just shy of $150,000 made. Can't have my money. This is the mother of Pickpocket. So yes, I do endorse and was happy to buy Pickpocket for $47,000. Next, again, a horse that I thought was very, very easy for us to purchase. This was Vaquero Blue Chip, a Father Patrick, Pennsylvania only bred colt. I think this played a big role. I actually marked this horse quite a bit higher than what we paid for him. The other two were right around the same 45 to 50. We got them for 47. That is right what I thought they would bring before the sale. That's what they bought. Vaquero Blue Chip, I actually thought this guy would bring a little bit more. He is a very, very good looking colt. Spider Blue Chip's brother. Obviously, Spider Blue Chip made 1.3 million. Took a mark of 51-3, 19 wins, world champion. Berkery J was racing against, was racing in the amateur the other day against Macho Martini, is where we saw him. And Scott Zarin had driven a number of these horses. He said Union Forces was a beautiful animal. He was exported, winning 52-2, and then exported somewhere in Europe. Just a very good family, top to bottom. And then you see how the second dam branches off. You see Broadway Schooner in there, $858,000. Broadway Donna, $1.5 million. Real Cool Sam, $500,000. Silkman Califon, Buzzy's old horse, is in there. So this is a very, very, very strong family for $50,000. Actually, I love the horses we bought, and I can make an argument for everything we did. Probably one of the biggest value purchases, even as high as $50,000, was, in my opinion, Vaquero Blue Chip. 218, now this is a horse that will sit outside the buckets. I want to talk about that a little bit here today, because this is a huge job. We have a giant puzzle to put together over the next couple of days. Arson will sit outside of the buckets for now. Now, we had a few people that wanted us to buy a pacer. We bid on the best pacers in the sale. We just didn't get them. And when I look at this guy, I guess that's unfair to say. We won't know till next July. But the politics surrounding those horses, what I mean is, and I don't blame them, the trainers, the breeders have come up with a number that they're comfortable with for those horses beforehand, right? And then you look and you're bidding against somebody, you look over and the breeder's sitting beside them. So it is what it is. I don't blame them. Hey, look, good for you. But, and if you are comfortable buying the horse back for this number and somebody outbids you, great. I don't have a problem with that. But, a lot of these horses were theoretically bought before they got here. When it came to Arson, he is an 11th foal, but this is an important thing. I was just telling Amy, it's pretty cool. So this is a 3/4 brother to Pure Country. Pure Country was a world champion, made $2.5 million, took a mark of 48-2, but that was back in 2017, I believe. 2017. Older pacing mare. So she made 2017, 16, 15, around 2015. So 7 years ago was Pure Country. Grand Teton was after that. Mark was telling me the story how he was super fast, but looked at everything and was very nerve-wracking to drive, so to speak. But a very nice horse, again, 48-1 mark, $560,000 made. And then you look, now this is where it gets a little dicey. Daniel, he didn't want to buy a foal from an older mare, right? And I don't have a problem with that, but I'm not going to try to sway people into doing something. Whatever your comfort zone is fine. I will tell you what I think. You can absorb it or dismiss it. That is up to you. When it comes to blood, it's blood. And Marion Marauder was 1. Courtly Choice was 2. Better Than Cheddar was 3. Oh, and Bulldog Hanover. Those are all teens. Those are all much older mares, like 13th foal, 14th foal. So the idea that you can't buy a good horse from an older mare is just, to me, it's incorrect. I'm sure. See, what happens is the mare gets a little bit older. Maybe she gets bred to inferior sires or sires that didn't cross well with her. In this case, I have to be honest, it didn't happen. I'm looking at a Rock and Roll Hanover one, so that's a little bit older. That didn't do very well. A Ponder, a Rock and Roll Heaven. Those 3 didn't do well out of this mare. Then you go down and you say, oh, there's a 2-year-old here. Now this is where it gets really cool. On the catalog page, Charleston, 2-year-old. 155-2, $17,000 made by Down by the Seaside. But if you hit update, Charleston, 2-year-old Mark, 151-3 by Down by the Seaside, $134,388. Winner of the She's a Great Lady elimination. Winner, leg, Kindergarten Classic at the Meadowlands. Second in the final of the She's a Great Lady to Bob McClure's good filly, Sylvia Hanover. That's this horse. 7 for 7 in the top 2, and probably, I would suspect, renowned or looked upon as the second best 2-year-old pacing filly, or one of them, in North America. That's Charleston. That's the 3/4 sister to the colt we just bought, Arson. So, when you talk about value, you talk about, and we looked at the horse, just a gorgeous horse, beautiful colt. This is fair market. This is what we're looking for right here. So Charleston, an easy purchase. Daniel is going to have first choice because I wouldn't have bought a pacer had it not been for him. And when he decides what he wants to buy of that horse, the rest of those shares will be up for sale on the stable.ca. So Arson will be heading to the stable.ca open market very, very soon. And then so I did look. I was the underbidder on Miles' deal. I do not have any concerns, doubts, or regrets of not buying the horse. And as we were looking at Miles in the back ring, Amy and I saw a green shoe filly. And I said, wow, it sucks that she's at the back of the sale. For them, maybe. Let's have a look at her. I did not do a video of this filly. I didn't pull her out of the stall when she was here. I saw her in the back ring. Now, in the back ring, for those of you that have been in Lexington, it's so beautiful here. You walk through, and there's like 5 or 6 horses walking in this giant oval, right? Then they walk into the back area. Then there's some walking there as they load them into the front of the sale. Well, we're always in the back. So I went out, and I inspected her right there. I looked at her. Gee, she looks nice. Really nice filly. Again, a little toed in. Not really a bother for me for a small filly that is light on her feet in the video. Now, here's something very interesting. I don't know what the green shoe average was. I'm sure somebody will email me. It doesn't really matter. It was high. They were really hot. So I said to Amy, if this horse had been 8 hips lighter, we would have left. Just because it's a green shoe, it's going to bring a fortune, and we had dinner reservations, to be honest, so we couldn't stay. This horse was in the ring right after Miles Dio, Carter Michael Dio's brother. So I said, why don't we just wait another 5 minutes? It only takes a second to watch, right? I'm thinking 35. And I'm saying to myself in my head, that's low because the green shoe average is astronomical. This horse here is out of a sister to 6-pack. So even the broodmare potential is quite high on this horse. Same type of thing. Front dam's a little weak. A credit winner made 25. Tactical landing. Any update on this one? Friends After 6 is now qualified in 57. Window dressing. Not a lot going on the front dam, but not an old dam either. Three foals, 2 winners. So the first dam is okay. It's building. How's that? They're building the first dam. Second dam, Pleasing Lady, is the mother of world champion and what looks to be a fantastic sire, 6-pack. So the residual value of this horse is good anyway. $22,000 she went for. And I can't tell you why. Maybe it's her size. Maybe it's that, she was hammered way at the back of the sale. And yesterday's session was way too long. Like, how long did it go? 7+ hours. 7 hours and 10 minutes.
2 until
9:10. We got to the restaurant at, let's say 9 o'clock. It was 7 hours we were there. We bought horses at the start of the session. By the end of the session, my feet were literally killing me. My back was sore. I'm just kind of hanging out. And it was too long. They need to keep the sessions to 5 hours. Any more than 5 hours and people start leaving. By the time Pull the Shoes came through the ring, no one was left. There was no one there. Everyone gone. Because we're human beings. People want to go out to dinner at Lexington. Going out to dinner at Lexington is Lexington. Harrisburg's the same. Everybody knows where the good restaurants are. We walked into Frank and Dino's last night. It was all horsemen. They had racing on the TVs. It was all horse people. What's wrong?
This one's the 13th fall.
So, Pull the Shoes. Was it that the crowd had thinned out? Was it that... I can't imagine it's anything on the page.
Do you have that horse?
What's the name of it? Sebastian, right? Yeah, that's the one at the Sugarman's own that we broke. First crop.
This is a 6-pack filly.
Yeah, I know people that bred that horse.
New Jersey.
6-pack is New Jersey. So I can't really tell you why this horse brought this. I had marked her at 35, and I actually thought I was being super conservative. But to be fair, I probably wouldn't have went over 32, 35. But 22 seemed like a pretty easy proposition for a green shoe filly out of a sister to 6-pack. If nothing else, what I just told you makes her worth more than that. So I think we're on the right track. Yes, it's upsetting when you sit there all day to buy horses and you don't get them, but you have to be reserved. You have to be on point. And when it comes to horses, to give you just you guys know this, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown. I could have done it this way. Really don't care. This filly now, the 2 Chapter 7s we bought on day 1, I am absolutely certain, looking at all that has taken place, those horses were very, very well purchased. $70,000 for number 20, a Chapter 7 filly out of a sister to Cedar Dove. People have come to me about these 2 Chapter 7s we bought and said, geez, you know, especially after yesterday when the Chapter 7s took off again, I was so shocked that the Chapter 7s were undersold, some of them on day 1, but it didn't take long for people to catch on because yesterday they were all pretty high again. I mean, they're quality animals, very top sire. So really don't care. Easy slam dunk for us. Yes, it was 70. Yes, it was a lot. Easy slam dunk purchase for us. Blanton's Blue, much easier. 45. I bought 2 Chapter 7s for less than what I priced either of them at. That's what we got on day 1 to start off the sale. Blanton's Blue, Chapter 7 Colt, brother to Mambasita, 2-year-old champion this year. She has now a 2-year-old mark of 52-3 and 276 made. Very, very nice horse. Punch the Clock. Listen, yes, we paid $180,000. Now, take a look. Stop what you're doing. Think about, for those of you that watched the sale, think about what went on in the sale. All the high-priced horses, all the pedigrees, how they were appeared to be high or overpriced. King of the North sister by Tactical Landing. Yes, we got a break on Tactical Landing. Yes, we got a break because it's New Jersey eligible only, but $180,000, especially with what we've just watched take place. I think we did just fine with Punch the Clock. Sully's Landing, as I said, I love this horse. This is all Ontario blood, Tactical Landing, dual eligible, and a gorgeous horse. Go watch the video on Sully's Landing. You'll know exactly what drew us to him. 176 Pickpocket, again, a Walner, dual eligible, out of a sister at international money. Pretty hard to go wrong there. I shouldn't have to talk much more about this guy. Vaquero Blue Chip, as I said, after I've gone through all of our horses, still I believe this might be one of the best. No, that's a lie. The Chapter 7 Colt on day 1, the Chapter 7 Colt on day 1 is Blanton's Blue. That's the biggest value. But Vaquero Blue Chip, very, very close behind, I can tell you that. And then next we went to Arson. Again, I told you the story on Arson. To me, I don't know how you could go wrong with a horse like this for that price. I think we did very good in this one. And then Pull the Shoes, a bit of a flyer, I guess, so to speak. We didn't put the full court press on this horse because it was a green shoe, because it was whatever. This horse was looked at and bought because of its proximity to Carter Michael Dio. I never would have looked to Pull the Shoes otherwise. Not that I didn't like it, but why would I look at a green shoe out of a sister to 6-pack? That would have been a day 1 top price horse. We already had our list made for those types of horses, and this horse wasn't on it. But to think that she brought a filly, to think that she brought $22,000, to me, I can't find a way to even remotely classify it any other way than grossly underpriced. So that's what we've done so far. As I said, we got to move some of the horses around. I'll be reaching out to people to get that done and taken care of. But quite frankly, although, yes, there's 2 sides. And sleeping on it overnight helps. There's 2 sides. Yes, I was a little deflated that we didn't get, we these people that wanted that horse, we didn't get that horse. That's okay. We got some really, really nice animals. Very happy with what we got and what we have. Coming into day 3, show starts at noon. Don't miss it. It'll be a lot of fun. Take care.